Hello everyone, Ciantier here. Welcome to my stream. My tongue still has a weird swollen spot on it, so my speech is a little slurred. I might yawn a bit because I inadvertently stayed up till like 3 a.m. talking with my sister last night, so you know, that was a thing. So when last we left off, I had just completed Zen Daijun on this character and had managed to fill my inventory full of things, as is evidenced by my inventory being filled with things. I should probably do something about some of that. Let's go grab Vizunah's quest before I forget. I'm going to do it after I get to the mainland and get max armor and heroes. But I want to make sure I grab it so I have it remembered. That's 15 attribute point quest, of course, which is very important. Ooh, highly salvageable, eh? Yeah, 900 ingots ain't bad for something like that. I'm just glancing through to see if there's any more unidentified things. Most of the stuff I'm just going to merch, so... but some of the stuff I can put away. I enjoy the anniversary events additional loots, but at the same time it really clutters up the inventory just a lot. I don't think I have a spot where I'm sticking champagne poppers, but I can have one now. And victory tokens over here. Excellent. This is some random ultimatum. Alright. Hey, Clean Star. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Let's get going to the mainland. I'm just going to throw some random henchmen in my party. I would like to book passage to Canning City. Yes, please. Okay, so with this, we enter a new world region, which of course means it is time to add some skills to my skill pool. That is the wiki, that is not the codex. Factions... General. Add a booster. Oh good, we got Orison of Healing. It's not a great spell, but let me tell you, when you don't have Orison of Healing, you feel it. If you don't have a lot of other options anyway. Usually everything after the Resurrection Signet is... Oh, I haven't gotten any Resurrection Signets yet. Well, that's awkward. Auspicious Blow. That's a good one if I'm doing stuff with heroes. Yeah, Orison. Backfire is alright. Backfire can be particularly devastating in some circumstances. I really like seeing Healing Seed. I quite like that one. Signet of Spirits is good. Just standard sort this nonsense. I like having Healing Breeze available as well. I actually quite like Healing Breeze as a healing skill. Obviously, I don't have my heroes yet, but we're getting close to where I can pick up the 3 mercenaries I have. I was wanting to grab more mercenaries, but there was not a sale, so I did not. So there we are. Yep. My trip was uneventful. Master Togo would like to meet me in the Wajan Bazaar. That's nice. He can continue to want to meet me in Wajan Bazaar. I'm going to Kaining Center. I mean, I do eventually want to do... let's see... we'll grab Talon, I guess. I do eventually want to do Vizunah Square today, ideally, but... I want to make my way up to Kaining Center first, because I would like to, as I mentioned, pick up my mercenary heroes. I would also like to go get better armor, and then I want to go do my 15 attribute point quests. Otoko Zeta's team has won a battle in the Hall of Heroes. There's a quest over here involving somebody being squeezed for money, I think. It's one of those weird things where it's like, Hi, I'm squeezing you for money. Oh no, you're squeezing me for money. I know. I will give the player a reward of more money than the person was squeezing me for that I couldn't afford. It doesn't make any sense. What I'm saying. I don't want any of this junk. Thank you. I don't think this rune's worth anything, but I'm hanging on to it just to check, because I have no idea what the market is any friggin' day of the week. Like, most of the time I think I know what it is, and then I look, and I'm like, why are minor protection runes, like, more than a platinum? So I don't know. Stuff jumps all over the place. I thought radiant insignias were worth something. Now they're not. Or at least last I'd seen they are not. Oh, there's Brian. Brian has a real tendency to die when you're doing Chasing Zenmai, because there's some Ampha that drop here that he then fights and gets killed with because he's like level 8. I nailed it. He is level 8. After Char invaded Ascalon, I fled to Cantha with my family. You're a Crichton. Why were you in Ascalon? I mean, you can be in Ascalon, but it's not friendly, as Neymar will tell you. So his wife and children succumbed to the plague. And he wants to go back to Ascalon. I'll see what I can do. Hey, Mana Guy. Hello! Welcome. It's been a little while. Hope you're doing well. What's the best way to get where I'm trying to go? Not through the Jade Brotherhood. I'll warrant. Hope you're doing well. There's the homeless Canthan. Some higher ranking afflicted who are going to absolutely kick my butt. Because this character has 25 armor right now, which is not very much. Thankfully, there's some Canthan guards to distract them. So I can just kind of wander aside. Taojo's involved in some other quest. I think it's to retrieve his daughter or something. I don't know. There's some weird, or like, there's some odd quests around here. I'm not necessarily looking to do all of them. I just want to do a few here and there. You can get off Xingji at a pretty low level if you're not doing everything. Oh yeah, I can pick up MOX too, can't I? I think I might have to be level 20. Do I have to be level 20 for you, bud? Nope. You are the one. Cool. Thank you, Mox, for that book that I won't finish for ages and ages. Let's add skills for Mox, I guess. That's Hero, EOT, and Dervish, Mox plus Kamu. Add 1. Hooray. Dervish skills. I will standard sort them so that they're not in a weird order. So yeah, I can now run Mox. Yeah, I'm just grabbing some stuff to make life a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm planning on slowly buying more combo chains and stuff. The assassin combo chains is one of those things where it's like, yes, thank you. I should pick up a book while I'm here. Give me a book. Thank you. What did you have, Kintai? Sure. What was this? Feed the Hungry? Okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I'm not going to bother with it right now. Yeah, so like right now I'm using Golden Lotus Strike as my opening because I need energy. You know, I'll grab this quest. There's a good chance I'm going to run across the spot where you do things with it. Here's me Chico. I don't need... I mean, I do need more skills at some point here, but I don't need them right now. I have 11 skill points, so it's just a matter of like building up enough skill points to get to the point where I'm no longer having to get the skills that are necessary for functioning and start getting the skills that are interesting. Hello, Guildmaster Luan. Yes. I don't know why you're asking some random level 12 to go do this for you, but okay, first things first, I want to get not Xingje armor. I mean, I don't like the shape of this mask. I don't like these upper protrusions here. But I do want the body of it. Canthan, yes. I don't know. I'm gonna just withdraw the 5 plat I'm gonna need. And that is not my bag of cloth. Cloth, and what are we looking at here? Leather squares. I got leather squares. I got 88 leather squares. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Do you sell? Do I like Saitung masks? They look like they also have that upper protrusion. How does that compare? Yeah, okay. Ryoko, what do your masks look like? Your Xingje masks. Oh, yeah. I like that way better. The mask? Where's the dagger mastery? There it is. I'll probably be back, ma'am, to pick up more things, but okay, this is all my 25 AL garbage. Let's salvage this down to get some cloth from it. There, I recovered 6 cloth from that. Low level armor. I do want to figure out, so I have some elaborate idea of it. Okay, that doesn't work super well. How does yellow work? That's kind of dull. Does white spice it up? Not really. Maybe I want to go with just pink. Okay, so I had this kind of general idea of a theme, but let's see how effectively I can execute on it. Okay, black just tints it down. I'm not dyeing anything yet because I'm trying to figure out what that's going to look like. Oh, that's very nice purple. Huh. That produces a better effect than pink and purple does. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I want that to be the mid. Yeah. It's interesting. One of the things that somebody was mentioning in a thing about dyeing is that the base color of the armor only comes through in mixes. So you can see if I have 2 pinks, it suddenly shifts color, and that's because this one is like the raw dye, but then when I add something else, the sort of blending process gets involved. Okay, so let's go pink-purple for this. Let's go pink-blue down here. How does that differ from raw purple? Okay, so that's what purple looks like. Pink-blue, that's very similar. We'll go with pink-blue, though. Do I want... Let's see. Chest? I could go red-pink here. I don't quite like that, though. That feels a little weak. What if purple was involved? How does it look with yellow in there? Yeah, it gets very orangey. I'm trying to basically create a bit of a gradient going down. I think I'm going to do pink-purple for the gloves as well. Do I like that? Let's see, that's what it would be if it continued. A little less saturated. Yeah, let's roll with it. Maybe just straight pink for the mask. Yeah, we'll do straight pink for the mask. Okay, now I just need to do the gloves, which is going to be pink-purple. Kind of match the skirt. There we go. Well, that's my attempt at a gradient anyway. Let's go find our rune trader, because I want... Oh, this is where... Hang on, I need to go look at... Okay, so I know I went Canthan here. I know I want Monument. I'm looking at the Assassin Armors. I actually quite like the Luxon top. Well, I can always spend a Superior Salvage Kit to re-insignia it if I want to. I think I'm just going to start with Radiant because I really like having Radiant insignia. It'll be easy enough to modify that later. I need to go find the Mercenary Hero person. I did get a Major Vigor rune on a couple of characters, I think. So it might be worth poking around my other characters for a moment to find a Major Vigor. Hey, Clean Star. Yeah, they are. They are real cheap now. Ooh, Minor Critical Strikes, on the other hand, is not cheap. Let's grab one of those. I'm actually going to wait to pick up a Dagger rune because I'm going to want to put Dagger Mastery on this. And let's see. I'm going to put Critical Strikes on the gloves. Chinepo, I believe, has quests to go elsewhere. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. That will take me to Tyria. I'm not looking to go to Tyria just yet. I think I'm probably gonna. I kind of want to go through. Yeah, there's a lot. Like, there's some that are... Like, Prodigy is still expensive last I saw. Yes, Minister Jason, I need your quest. Because that's the Signative Capture quest chain. I feel like mercenary stuff... Yeah, there it is. There's the Mercenary Registrar. I can pick these up as level 12, yeah? I'm going to want to jump to other characters. I'm going to go ahead and deposit these funds now. But I can jump to other characters to grab. Thank you. Okay, so that gets me access to Eidolon, Serenia, and Price. So I'm going to grab A few more skill packs. That is not the one I wanted. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to use factions ones for these. Technically, Serenia and Daedalon are Prophecies characters, but that just gives me a lot of Prophecy skills. So I'm going to add one booster for Mesmer. One for Elementalist. Ooh, Mindburn. We'll look at them in a moment. And one for Ritualist. Just down here. Ooh, Spirit Light Weapon. And Splinter Weapon. Those both are quite useful. Okay, so let's see. Everything after Dervish here. So I finally got my first res sig. Power Return, Power Drain, that's good. A Natural Signet, Cry of Frustration, Empathy. Expel Hexes, eh? Let's see. Obsidian Flame, Stone Daggers. There's definitely an Earth bar available here. I'm probably going to wait to rune her up. Spirit Light Weapon. Another weapon, yeah, some good stuff here. So I am going to be using heroes pretty soon here, as you can tell. I'll worry about setting them up in a moment. I'm going to actually jump back to Ranmusu Gardens, because this is where I can go grab some stuff. But I'm going to actually quickly jump off to... Was it Daedalon? Some character I recently got a Major Vigor rune on. It was not Daedalon, though. That I figure I might as well use on her. Oh, I could not tell you who it was, though. You, maybe? No, I could put the poppers away, though. I'm not going to. I'm going to do that a different time. I don't know. Let's just do the old go through everybody until you find it trick. Nope, that's a cinched gargoyle skull. I might have gone through, run around the Great Northern Wall a few times with some of my characters, by the way. I don't think Baratus had it. Nope. This is what happens when you haven't sorted and stored things properly. Oh, birthday present voucher. Major domination magic. That's nice. None of those are major vigor, though. I remember salvaging one out is the thing. Okay, that's some cinched gargoyle skulls and stuff. Okay. You got some blue drink. What about you, Disciple? You just got some eggs? Cool. Okay, you got... Wait, I just looked at you. Somewhere in there I stopped paying attention to which character I was looking at. And may have just started repeating myself a little bit. You do have this Celestial Shield. This is a Strength Shield. Nope. Oh, wait. Nope, right there. Cool. Got there. Got there, everyone. I'm happy to report that I got there. Did I have poppers in one of these spots, too? I did. You can take on the burden of a miniature siege devourer. Okay, cool. We got there. We got there. Now I can go get that and put it on my chest piece. Which is where I like to keep my vigor runes. For whatever reason. Alright, let's actually... I'm going to start off with these ones. You need a staff. And you need a staff. Actually, while I'm doing this, let's go ahead and grab Daedalon. Because he, shocker, also needs a staff. I guess I can use this Igneous Summoning Stone too, technically. I'll hang on to this shield for the moment. And this sword for the moment as well. And there's Nevermore Flatbow I can hang on to for pulling for now. Actually, no. Let's use the Sundering Darksteel Longbow for pulling. You know why? It's because this is the one that I tend to want to use on heroes more. That's why. Okay. Okay. I want Mox because Mox is a melee attacker, which I actually want right now. I'm just gonna hang on to that as well. I'm not going to be buying this character in equipment pack because I'm going to have one that I'm going to transfer from another character at some point. This is one of those scythes that's like perfectly adequate, so. Okay, let's see what sort of builds I can make. So first things first, I'm actually relying on the Ritualist for healing. Which should be okay eventually, but is maybe a little anemic right now. Okay. Let's just start with like 11 restoration, 10 spawning. Do I want communing? Do I have Spirit of Pain? I have Shadow Song. I do have Pain. Okay. Normally I would go slightly differently, but I want Spirit Light Weapon, Wielder as Boon, and Soothing Memories. Those are the primary heals I have right now. I have Verizon. Do I have Resilient with Shiko? Lively was Naomi. I don't have a res, which is fine for the healer. There's some good stuff here that would be nice to have, but I don't have Blood Song, and I don't want to be using Destruction. I guess I have Life. I can use Life and Destruction. I should be using Life regardless. I'm going to go ahead and use... If I use... Pain... And then I get Mighty Was Verizon. What else am I doing here, though? I could bring Shadow Song. Do I have Remove Hex? I do. Okay. We'll go slash monk and put Remove Hex in that last slot. Not the most potent healer, but not inadequate, I think. Okay, so I have Elemental Attunements. That provides me a strong option. I also have Mind Burn. Let's see. Let's go Fire Magic Energy Storage here. I have Fire Attunement right there. Let's see. Firestorm. What is this one? Glyph of Lesser. Okay, I do have Glyph of Lesser. I'm going to slot it on. I may not need it just yet, but... Fireball, Mind Burn, Smoldering Embers, and Flare? That seems fine. I think I'll leave Glyph of Lesser for the moment. What? I don't think I have Flesh of My Flesh in my pool just yet. What monk reses do I have? Ooh. It's a res, technically. Or I have, like, Lively was Naomi. Maybe I grab Lively. This is weird. I've never been in a situation where I'm like, maybe I do grab Lively was Naomi. Let's see. Lively is Resto. Sure. Lively was Naomi it up, I guess. That's a weird thought. But I want to use the res, because I only have one res seg. Otherwise, I'd consider using that. I'd prefer that over Lively, but I only have the one copy, so we're going to slot it on our Dervish friend here. Speaking of which, what are you going to be doing? Probably something with Radiant Scythe. I do love a Radiant Scythe. Okay, I think I'm probably going to go into Wind Prayers here. I have Mystic Healing right here, which is an actual party heal option, so I want to be able to make use of that. Let's see. Whirling Charge is good. Grab Grant's Fingers. Whirling Charge. I think Wounding Strike will be the elite going to be getting used here for now. Sure, Chilling Victory is good. I don't think I need Irresistible Sweep. I want to be hesitant, or I'm gonna be hesitant about putting on too much in the way of adrenaline skills, just because. Let's just go with Crippling Victory, just because, or non-adrenaline skills, energy skills, because Wounding Strike is pretty energy intensive, and so is Whirling Charge. So this is obviously gonna make things. I think I accidentally hit J, and that's why it did not close the way I was expecting. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do my 30 attribute points total of questing. Lost treasure, of course, is his Lady Love. Those who may be unfamiliar with this, I guess that's a spoiler, but here we are. I guess we just chase down leads. It turns out, by the way, having actual levels of armor helps here a lot. Okay, those are all on guard. Good. Oh, I like it. Are you following me, or are you following a predefined path? You ain't following me. So you are following a predefined path. That is the alternative option here. I am following you. This wouldn't have been too bad to do immediately afterwards, but it's just quicker now. Still getting 8 experience from these level 8s. Nothing like a good old sugary blue drink. probably salvage that down to iron. Usually does. Oh, that's worth 26 gold. 26 gold. Indeed. It turns out, I know this is a real surprise, level 20 pyromancers do a really good job against a bunch of level 5s using frenzy. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Good job, Mox. You punched that thing. Man, these creatures are sick. I forgot that I'd have access to Mox, though. That's nice. He's kind of big, though. Run! Run for your lives! They've all gone mad! Figured I might as well reapply that. Ah, yes, the treasure. Remember, folks, her name means treasure. It's his excuse, anyway. See, the afflicted warriors have enraged. Whatever. Little spirit light weapon. Indeed. Hello, Bozia. Welcome. Bozia? Yeah, it's 2 fiery gladiuses. It's the Decade Daggers High Noon that you get from the anniversary events. For anybody who is unfamiliar with them. I think they're fairly decent, but the fact that they're not enchanting is definitely going to make them not work for some builds, or mini builds rather, that do need the enchanted duration. He keeps saying it's not far now, and then it just keeps, like, he says not far now back there. I don't know. This guy doesn't know distances very well, I think. Ooh, bottle rocket. And all pretense is fled. He's worried for his lady love. And I'm picking up literal 8s of gold. Ooh. Sometimes, just sometimes, the enemy drops honeycomb. Hello, Jajania. Precious treasure. There's no treasure but my beloved Jajania. Though her name means precious treasure in the ancient tongue, I suppose she's not quite the treasure you're hoping for. Let's see. Thank you for 4,000 experience, 15 attribute points, and some gold. Let's go help out Vizunah. For some additional. Ooh. What is a higher priority to me? Dagger mastery. Getting my critical strikes up. Sure, whatever. Let's go talk to... Oh. Let's add Daedalon and then figure out a bar for him. Then let's actually grab Taya here. Okay, what mesmery things do I got in my pool? Alright, so I probably do want to go domination magic primary focus here because I have empathy, a natural signet, cry of frustration. Do I want backfire? Okay, I definitely want inspiration magic. Let's do one of these splits. Because I'm going to want energy tap and power drain, which I believe I have both of those, right? Yeah, there's power drain, and I just saw energy tap. Yep. Let's see. Power spike. Go power spike shatter, enchantments. I could go power return. I might just slap on overload, honestly, though. It's a bit of a filler spell, but I'm okay with a little bit of a filler spell. Anything interesting going on in the Land of Dyes today? Black is completely unavailable and white's at 490. Everything else is 100. Interesting. We have business in Zen Daijun, please. Yes, let me in. Okay, hello, Zunra. I believe we can still res Zunra here, even if he goes kaput. This one can be a little difficult if you're going in here with a bunch of level 13s, but... Remember, Zen Daijun is like level 16 min, I think. But it shouldn't be bad for this crew, I imagine. It's giving me flashbacks to the Winds of Change quest that takes place here. That one is arguably much harder. Oh, this is the prequel to that one. This is where Zunra gets corrupted by absorbing a bunch of nastiness. I forgot to clean out my inventory after the last quest. That's okay. We will be fine. I will need to go that way eventually, but I'll leave that for later. Let's go clear up this area first. Hello, molecular mushrooms. Yeah, they're fiery gladiuses. They're the green from the anniversary event. So there's two sets of weapons for the anniversary event. There's the golds, which are inscribable weapons with weird attribute requirements, like this critical strikes bow. And those are the anniversary, whatever their weapon type is, with a name in quotes. And then there's the decade weapons, which are greens with some unusual skins and properties and stuff. So like there's this decade spear, Mist Piercer, which has this really cool trail effect on it. And then there's these twin fire gladiuses for daggers. They're kind of like Alari's double blades, but they all have this weird damage mod, deals 20% additional damage during festival events, which is apparently I've heard. Yeah, you need 5 proofs, which proof of triumph I think it is, which you get from doing missions. So if you do, and the anniversary event runs for a little while yet. But if you do a mission in a world region, you get a proof of triumph. So you can get up to 20 on each character. But like an example of a world region is Xingzhe. You can do either Minister Chosen State or Zen Daijun. Mostly people prefer Zen Daijun in that case because Minister Chosen State is one of the worst missions in the game. You can go do any of the 4 missions in Ascalon. There's a wiki article on I think it's Proof of Triumph. I don't have them in inventory right now. I do have this imp though. But if you go search the wiki for Proof of Triumph, it should tell you like which region, and then like the recommended mission to do is in italics. Yep. You're welcome. Okay, is that just a spirit of recoup? Okay, that's just spirit of recoup. Speaking of daggers, I eventually want to get this character a set of Law and Order, which are cold enchanting daggers from War in Kryta that are a random drop. So those are going to be a pain to get. Not sure what the best way of getting those is going to be. Zunra, are you having a hard time walking precisely across these? You need to kind of lead Zunra into the... into the things. It's not always cooperative. I don't know. I don't know if the game establishes what gender Zunra is. I don't think sexless entities necessarily have to have a gender anyway. But gender is a weird concept in the first place that I frankly don't really understand properly. Just a personality thing. See, that would be kind of my assumption. Like, I understand that. But it then... Gender is a concept. Like, there's another concept that is... Gender is used to refer to. And that concept I don't grasp. Like, what does it mean to be a man in a social sense? Yeah, and I have... It's gone way overboard in Western civilization, or parts of Western civilization. I don't know. How do you qualify that? It's gone way overboard in the U.S. culture, anyway. But I have huge problems with United States culture in a lot of areas, so, eh. Let's see. It's a question of how did things get to be this way. One of the things I'm reminded of that really struck me in a family trip to Europe many years ago now was how often the idea of the breastfeeding Virgin Mary came up in religious art, in like religious Catholic art. Yeah, but like, so like, people talk about like a man card and like what it means to be a man. Like there's a thing that I'm reminded of that C.S. Lewis is writing, and he's predominantly writing about like the importance of maintaining the place of words. And let me kind of explain what it was. He was talking about the concept of gentleman, how gentleman went from describing sort of a station or a position to somebody who inhabits the ideals, like the qualities that we would desire for somebody in that position or station to have. So gentleman went from being a like a classification, like a lady, being sort of like a member of the nobility or something, I'm not entirely sure, to being like a description used to that you apply to somebody who has those sorts of like characteristics that you want a person in that position to have. And in so doing, we lost the original meaning of the word gentleman. And so like something that I think happens if we're not is that like we need words to describe things because that's how we communicate as human beings. And like, hey, PT Rules, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it and welcome. So like one of the things that's complicated about gender is because there's two words used to refer to things. There's sex, not in the like act sense, but in the like what parts you have sense. And then there's gender, which is sort of the social construct or the social idea of what it means to be the sex that you are in a way. But it's like it has to do with like social roles and stuff. Like there needs to be a word for that sort of like societal construct of like a combination of expectations and things like that. That says, oh, we expect these qualities and we expect those qualities. Sure, but the thing, like, there's two different layers that I'm talking about, and the concepts, like, exist across different cultures. They might be expressed slightly differently, but, like, what things are considered masculine and what things are considered feminine, like, there's going to be a lot of overlap. Absolutely. And some of that is derived from biology. But then there's, like, the social expectation. Like, there's a social expectation that, like, as a man, for example, I'm keenly aware of certain social expectations about men that can sometimes be kind of frustrating. But then there's social expectations about women. So, like, women are expected to be, like, non-confrontational, whereas men have more leeway in that regard, and things like that, where how society envisions somebody being. So I think it's useful to have the two terms and to not shy away from using sex when you're referring to the biological, like, physiology, and gender when describing the social construct. Just that way we can be on even terms of describing things. And again, like, this is the thing. Gender is something that society constructs. It's a set of social expectations. So, like, there's social expectations, for example, for women to shave their legs. Whereas it's kind of odd for a man to do that. But then there's a different context. What if the man's a swimmer? It is like, expected for a swimmer to have shaved legs regardless because of improved hydrodynamics, right? So, like, there's complexity within that sort of thing. But that's kind of like, what are the expectations? Like, there needs to be a word for, like, what are the social expectations? And excuse me. And again, those social expectations are going to be different in different cultures, and that's where things get confusing and complicated. But the social expectations are, like, somewhat arbitrary. Interesting. See, and that's different from the U.S. where I am. Yeah. And so, like, it's how can we create more space and sort of these social expectations of people to allow for individual expression and individual identity, while also enabling a certain amount of, like, shared understanding. This is actually why I legitimately do not understand what non-binary is about, because I have, like, to me, the sort of, like, innate arbitrariness of gender is quite there, and I'm not quite sure what non-binary means. Like, I understand the concept of not belonging to one or the other, but because I tend to think about sex, not gender, it's very confusing to me. And I think part of the problem is that we have gendered pronouns, but they're gendered pronouns, not sex pronouns, if that makes sense. And that's where some of the confusion arises as well. Anyway. But, like, I'm not personally strongly attached to the concept of being male. I am, but that's not, like, an intrinsically deep part of who I am identity-wise. And I think that's part of why some of those things are confusing to me. See, at a certain point, it's like, what is the purpose of gender to accomplish? Like, in a social sense, what is that concept meant to accomplish? And has it perhaps sort of needing to be replaced with a new idea of some kind? I can't even imagine why there would need to be 31 different genders. Like, what is that accomplishing? But again, this is coming from my own like understanding of the world, which tends to hold the artificiality of society in low regard. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I guess it seems like it's maybe a community searching mechanism then. I can understand it as a community searching mechanism. But like is gender then suddenly becoming sort of almost a different word for my inventory is full. Wow. Okay. Let's salvage some stuff then. At what point is it like just describing attractions rather than, but like maybe that's what gender is. Maybe gender is somehow describing attractions, but that doesn't even make sense entirely. We've retaken Zen Daijun. Huzzah. Yeah, I think it's just all very... It feels like one of those things where what it's a fundamental cry for is please treat me as an individual, and trying to find ways to make treating somebody as an individual easier to do within the simplification constructs that we humans fundamentally rely upon to not become overwhelmed by the world. Let's see. I have a couple quests that are probably fairly easy to do that I should knock off. Okay, this is a simple stages of exploring psychology and the definitions behind all this gender, sexual orientation thing. Yeah, that's probably true too. That's just the concept hasn't been explored thoroughly yet. Oh, this is fascinating. Holy crap. I think this is Study Buddy. I think if you do not do Study Buddy right away, holy crap. Study Buddy has more D's. Interesting. I did not know this. Huh. This is really cool. I did not know this. Like the wiki has this recorded. But what happened to Yijo the plague? No, not Yijo. It cannot be. He was such a kind student. It's just not fair. Be thankful you had the opportunity to enjoy his company for however brief a time. I am sure that he was glad to spend his last moments with a friend. I did not know if you delayed doing Study Buddy that it had an entirely different... This is fascinating. I did not expect ArenaNet to consider this, but they did. I'm actually really impressed. Huh. Well, that was unexpected. I need to clear out my inventory. I'm just really, really surprised that they bothered to take into account that in like a good way. I really was not expecting that. I'm just glancing through these to see if any of them have anything I need to be paying attention to. The answer is no. All right. It should be fairly quick. What sort of weapons do you construct anyway? These are actually not bad. I don't think it's worth 8 iron to make, but... I actually personally don't like the phrase the opposite sex or the opposite gender or whatever. Just because I think opposite implies what one has, the other has the opposite of. So like, if women are caring, men are the opposite of caring. If men are brave, women are cowardly, that sort of thing. Like, it implies that just by the very phrase. I understand, like, it's this sort of catch term that's used, but there's sort of that element kind of baked into the word opposite itself. Okay, let's go deliver this ultimatum so that way I can have fewer things in my inventory. This road path is... It's interesting. This is the same sort of ground road that you see all over in Pre-Searing Ascalon. These cobblestones. But the lighting is different, so it feels a bit different to me. This is a bit more purpley, and Pre-Searing is kind of is more of a light yellowy orangish color for its lighting. Hello, Sue, and Ryan Cave. Let's see. I think I'm going to do this quest, and then I think I'm going to go focus on primary quests. Although there's going to be a number that I'm going to... Oh my goodness. This is what happens when you bring a level 20 Pyromancer to a level 6 fight. See that giant group of enemies? Not anymore. Temple Guardian. I appreciate that they're kind of a motif around. How cool would it have been to have a raid on like the Crimson Skull Guild Hall, where it actually used like the Xingje Guild Hall. Bang, the skull symbol. This is ridiculous. It's not like I can really do anything to engage with these enemies. They're just evaporating so quickly. It's like, ah, yes, mind burn. Boom. Good old mind burn. Hello, Port Kaimu, not to be confused with Kamu. Captain Quimeng. I'm going to pronounce that. Hi. I see Togo's still turning out idealistic fools. I was like you once, head swimming with ideas of nobility and honor. What is this? So that old fool wants me to leave peacefully, does he? I think not. The Crimson Skull is here to stay. Take that back to your master, Togo. And while you're at it, tell the people of Tsumai Village they have two choices. Surrender to me and die quickly, or fight me and die in agony. There's a follow-up quest to this, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. Ooh, got 2 iron ingots out of that one. It's actually probably not worth the charge. That one doesn't add anything to my inventory, so I'm okay with grabbing it. Excellent. 8 critical strikes is the threshold for getting 2 energy back from critical strikes. Okay, let's see. This is in... Where is this? Is this in the Undercity? Yeah, okay. I have a bunch of things that need me to go to the Undercity, so... I'm going to do a Master's Burden. Where's Daedalon? Russia's Daedalon. You're back in the party. Sister Tai, Sue... I don't need Guy. Guy is redundant with Prius. I think Vane's decent-ish. Let's just go with Losha. Go with Lotion. He's an illusion mesmer, if I recall correctly. Let's just sell some junk I don't need. These, and these. Thank you. Very good. Okay, Wajin Bazaar. Let's go take care of some business here. Okay, he is that direction. I'm going to summon the imp. Good old jade bracelets. Those are handy to have on hand for future purposes. Or at least for some mesmer stuff. I may be a little short on healers. I don't know. We'll overcome the need for healers with raw firepower. And making sure we don't fight Leon Dragon's Petal, because that would be painful. I feel like I've missed the lead a little bit here. There's a Jade Brotherhood collector over there collecting stuff from the Ampha, which is a bit interesting. I'd like to bring 2 Sickness of Capture into Vizunah Square. Because there's going to be a good chance of at least 1 elite that I want to capture from it. Saito over here is being stalked or something. Yeah, I actually kind of like this gradient. Not sure if it's 100% capturing what I was wanting to go for, but it's doing a good enough job. I'll grab Saito's quests. Budo over there is involved in another quest. Being stalked by Aratsu. Okay, let's grab Master's Burden, though. He needs to go tell parents that their kids died because of this horrendous plague. I'd kind of like to get to level 14 before I'm worrying about doing Vizunah Square, but I also want to get to it today, and I have limited time before I switch to Axiom Verge, so... It's never easy telling a parent that their child has died. By Nijo's mother Jia in Wajan Bazaar and inform her of her son's demise. Ah. Oh, I should have grabbed a Wild Blow. I need to make sure I do that. Do I have it? No. I need to make sure I pick it up. These Ampha Assassin are annoying because of flashing blades. And I'd be well served to have a counter to that before I go into a mission that's going to have a bunch of them in it. I barely recognize this area. The plague has caused even more damage than I feared. How's my Master Togo impression? Ow. Bold of you, healer, to drop right next to my party. Sue is interesting in that people think of her as a minion master, but she has a bunch of empiric horrors, which are actually kind of slow to raise. Has the longer recharge than you think. Here's Jia. Tsungfa. Materials. Lintao is a collector. She's like, oh no, you're here with a student other than my son. Something is wrong. Master Toko. Ken Nakai, your presence here with a student other than my son can only mean one thing, but I knew this. Even before you came, I knew my son was dead. I've heard of the plague reaching the monastery, and I dreamt of my son's passing many times in the last few days. Your presence here only confirms my dreams. I'm glad Yujo did not have to see what has become of us here, how badly the plague has affected us. It'll leave me to my grief. Headmaster Greco for your reward. Okay. We'll go see the headmaster for my reward. Let's see, I want to salvage this. I'm just going to ID these axes. Axes can salvage to iron, but they can also salvage to wood, and I'd rather not mess with it. Let me get another. Let's see, it's the Kaineng docks. Yeah. I do want to make sure I'm grabbing Wild Blow before I go back out there, though, so I'm going to need to remember to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop by Kaineng and grab a few skill, or drop into Xingje and grab a skill or two. Actually, yeah. Let's go with District 7, please. Hello, Tobat. It's kind of surprising how much Iron Assassin needs for armor. I suppose so. I haven't really thought about it. You know what? No, let's go ahead and grab an expert salvage kit. My reasoning is that it'll use my charges up faster. Let's just grab a couple. And that by using those up faster, I will open up the inventory space more quickly. Plus, I might be able to get some steel and stuff from that. Right, I wanted to talk to Zhao Di. There's many skills that I want. In particular, I want this one. I want to make sure I'm picking up some signals of capture, so I'm going to be a little slow to buy some of these other skills. I do eventually want to get all of these, but no, let's grab an Impale as well, one here. And I do like myself a falling spider. Okay, how many skill points do I have? 10? I'll grab Lotus Strike and Jagged Strike. Those are useful, and Exhausting Assaults. Okay, a bunch of these I'm going to want to spend on Signets of Capture. Actually, let's go ahead and grab one right now. I think I might drop... I know. I'm not going to other world regions right now, but thank you for telling me. I'll get some free Signets of Capture from the quest, but I can just buy some from Michiko right now, I believe. And I would very much so like to do that. I'm going to wait to add henchmen, because henchmen are different in different outposts, and I want to make sure I'm not getting confused. Give me like 4. That'll do. I'm just going to carry 1 right now, and... You know, I'm going to drop Iron Palm for Wild Blow. That means my no points in deadly whatever is fine too. Okay, let's go do Mayhem in the market. I think superiors are probably better if those are available, because it's 2 more tokens for 100 charges, as opposed, so like to get 100 charges it'd take 12 tokens of the experts, but you can't get superiors from Xingje tokens, so. Okay, let's see. Wajan Bazaar is the direction I need to go. I'm not sure that I'm necessarily going to be running across any elites I want to capture, but there's a good chance of it, so... Or, like, there's the chance that I will, so I just kind of wanted to have one around just in case. Wild Blow does automatically critical hit. But that doesn't do much against these guys. These guys have really high armor. An ocean of kittens. Interesting. Tired from Weird Dream with a bear and an ocean of kittens. That sounds soft. Yeah, nothing like them weird dreams. I've had many myself. Critical hits do add damage, but yeah, they're not that huge a deal. The main reason why I have this is not to get the occasional critical hit. It's to get through flashing blades. Not when you're fighting the bear and kittens. Oh yeah, that's an entirely different kettle of fish right there. With your tiger-clawed hands. Were you having any success? That sounds stressful. Okay, Kisai, have you learned anything? Hello, Mai. We have the same armor set. Actually, that's not entirely accurate. These legs are almost the same, but for some reason, hers did not have the, like, stocking going down from the mid-thigh band, whereas mine do. And her... Nope, the backs are the same. That's interesting that she has a slightly different design there. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I still remember some of my childhood nightmares. There was one, like, the most terrifying nightmare I had involved a zipper on a jacket and a thing sticking out of the zipper. And it was absolutely terrifying to see, like, your reflection, except your nose is replaced with a paper clip sticking out of a zipper, like a weird lock on a zipper. It was very strange. I remember one childhood nightmare I had where I was, and this was very young. This is actually the Canthan armor set, not Xingje. The Xingje is the pajama type thing that, like, Zenmai has as a default. But yeah, that idea. But anyway, I was in an upstairs, in the dream I was in an upstairs bedroom, but there were monsters downstairs, and they were stalking, and I was terrified of the monsters. But also the monsters were only downstairs, and they could not go upstairs. They could go downstairs, but they could not actually go upstairs. So I was perfectly safe because the monsters literally could not get to me. And I knew this, and yet I was scared of them. How's that for an odd dream? An odd nightmare from my... Not just my youth, my childhood. Did we just lose a minion on some Ampha? I think we might have. I don't necessarily mind taking out Quivering Blade if we see him. I haven't gotten the quest that would prevent that. So he had to face Nightmare Cast, I guess, yeah. That's one way of describing him. Nightmare cows. Yeah, cows certainly would be able to go downstairs, but not up them. Nah, Dream was a very long time ago. I also remember a dream where I was riding with my dad in his car, and we were in a tunnel with that nice orange lighting that you see in tunnels. Was it the sodium something vapor? Okay, so I need to do this. I also want to do... Let's see. I think most of these are... This one might be down here. No, that's in Bukdak Byway. The Orient Tome is down here, though. Sodium salt. Yeah, that sounds right. But anyway, in the dream, it was a very large tunnel, but the roadway was broken up, kind of like in like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle or whatever. But it was a broken roadway, and we were just like casually chatting and driving along as my dad was like making these ridiculous like jumps from section of road to section of road. That next day of the week. Gotcha. Yeah, I tend to... Most of my dreams are... When I have dreams that I'm remembering, most of them are pretty weird. Let's see, what do I need to do here? Infiltrate the Ampha and eavesdrop upon them without being noticed to learn the location of the Orient Tome. I find it interesting that the signet of capture, at least in Prophecies and Factions, is associated with ore. And it seems to be an Orient technology. Okay, now I need to go get it from the Ampha. Capture the Orient Tome from the Ampha. Yeah. How did the boss you're killing learn the skill? Absolutely. It is a very good question. There is some indication that some skills are developed like through research. Because in pre-searing you have the quest with the Elementalist Azure developing Ward Against Harm. But then that raises another question of like, why can't we come up with our own skills? Like, why is there not a skill research process or something? But that would work better in a single-player game than a multiplayer game, anyway. Oh, there's me in a Shatterstorm. Excuse me while I wait for my party to get unracked. Mina Shatterstorm, of course, has Shatterstorm. I found Heart of Shadow too late. Good, somebody resurrected Mox. It is nevertheless a mechanic that I quite like. These people are actually elementalists. You can tell because they are doing the elementalist dance. Presumably we have rescued them and they are happy. And now they're trying to run away. Yeah. For some reason he's an axe. I don't know how that happens too. But like Jamie's gaze is implied to be a Jamie's skill. Ah, yes, the illustrious Ampha leader. Apparently Galrath is like, my slash isn't very good. Yeah, one of the Rada's skills. To be fair, some of them are a little redundant. Rada's Sacrifice used to be such a better skill back in the day. I do like it, though, because, like, part of the story of him is that he's, like, doing some bad researchy things in order to be able to develop better necromancy. Okay. They're a little bit further north. Jinzo is traumatized by everything that's been going on. I find the character arc with a lot of the necromancer teachers kind of interesting. Oberon the Reviled and Verada are pre-searing necromancy teachers that both go bad. You know, I like that Healing Breeze and Spirit Light Weapon don't actually have a problem with stacking with each other. That's very useful right now. Because they're both forms of regen, but one is outside of the regen system. That is Spirit Light Weapon. It's part of what makes it elite worthy, in my opinion. Oh, I'm blinded. Yeah, that's going to make this whole endeavor not work. Why are the ore zombies only showing up in Kryta? Why aren't they? Because Kryta is where the Scepter of Ore is, I assume. And they're under the command of the Vizier, and they're trying to go get the Scepter of Ore. That's my assumption, anyway. It's a good question, though. But it's not like Zaitan, where it's just trying to go everywhere. I think that's probably the reason. At least that's the best explanation I got. Okay, we are going to get to and finish Vizunah Square and then pick up the last couple of decade greens I want on this character. Well, that's assuming the source of the zombies is the population of ore. It might not be yet. Like ore, like the Orion zombies that we see are probably an army that the Lich raised to go after the Scepter in Kryta specifically, and not all of the citizens of Ore are risen like they are with Zaitan. Okay, let's go back this way. Again, I'm just trying to interpret the lore as best I can. So, like, the bodies are probably washing up all over the place, but until Zaitan rises, they are not rising. Because it's not like there's some Orion magic that was automatically making the corpses rise. I think it was specifically the Undead Lich raising them in order to be able to use them as an army to try to get the Scepter. Or to fulfill as part of the Flameseeker prophecies, that way he could gain command of the Titans. I don't think he really cares about trying to control the undead. I think he cares about trying to get to the Titans, and the undead are a means to that end. But he needs the Scepter of War to be able to control them, so he's just fulfilling as part of Flameseeker prophecies in many regards. Most likely because he doesn't know the full thing that he ends up getting crushed in the end. Well, I tried to get out of there. Ow. Like, I'm not in as bad a position as I would be if I were an elementalist right now, in terms of, like, my damage potential, but... Oh, man, these Ellies still freaking hurt. My understanding, and from just Gildor's one sources, my understanding of what was going on was that he was attempting to gain, or he was stopping the Char invasion of Or by blowing up Or. I don't know what Vizier Kilbran knew in terms of the Flameseeker prophecies before engaging in all of that. But that definitely is indicated to be sort of the initial reason for the cataclysm, is that Or was... the Char had marched through Ascalon after the Searing and gotten to Or. And that... here, I'm actually just going to go do this first. Yeah, they had marched through Ascalon, and they get stopped in Kryta by the... Oh, that worked out nicely. Mersat. And they get stopped in Or by the Cataclysm, blowing up Or. It was a kind of you can't have it, I quit sort of thing in some regards. Why are Arctic Catwolf people even able to force themselves to march an entire army through a meme Sahara? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how resilient they are or are not. That sort of to the weather. It is not well explained, basically. I will agree. That isn't, and I can't show you on this map because obviously this is not the map for it. It's not well explained how they're able to kind of go about their business. Okay, I want to keep these folks. I do want a second signal of capture. I think I'm going to drop Dash for it. I think I'd rather have Heart of Shadow. Ideally, I'm able to capture both Shadow Foreman and Rage Smash here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get both, but I figure it doesn't hurt to come prepared, so... Oh, I might be getting paired with another player. But yeah, presumably they had to travel through the Crystal Desert to get to, the peninsula. Or maybe they sailed there. I don't know. I'm not sure if it says specifically. I know we have to wait for them to open these gates, but it certainly takes a while. Was it Naga hides or was it Naga pelts? I don't know. They had to program the AI to be able to do this. Oh, that's right. There's a friggin... Once your minute countdown timer happens, then you still have to wait for Master Togo to open the gate. Is this Vizunah Square itself? Which one of these squares do we go in is the Vizunah Square? How's that for an abstract question? Boy, it's taken nearly a minute from the end of that minute-long countdown timer to actually start this. I don't see anything about another player joining. Okay, and there's Chio. That's one of the henchmen. That doesn't necessarily mean much, but... The main reason why I'm thinking there might be another player is because my countdown timer to join the mission started at like 15 seconds rather than like a minute. Well, there's like 3 or 4 squares, so that's where my question comes from. How much experience am I getting from these level 20s anyway? 23. Oh, hi, throw dirt. Well, I might as well just stand here and dance until that's gone. The henchmen are just so not all created equal in this. Okay, but I haven't seen anything drop for another player, so I think I just have a henchman party. Which is fine. Oh, hey, what do you know? Reflected Soon Kim is here. Well, that was early. Ow. Well, hello, Shadow Form. Okay, where's Menlo? Ah, they are busy fighting Ampha assassins, and Devona has run off ahead of them. They will be here shortly. So now if I need to defend myself, I can quickly jump into a shadow form. I won't be able to deal much damage, but... I mean, this is kind of a square. Kind of. In some of the famous assassin Vizu, inhabitants of this neighborhood successfully petitioned the Celestial Ministry in the year 1396 to rename it in honor of the woman who had helped bring down Shiro the Betrayer. Yeah, it's named after Vizu. That was an odd musical choice. Hey, Sin, Emmy, Eve, Jamie. Thank you for whoever has actual condition removal. I need to figure out getting that on my team. The heck did I end up? Nothing like only being able to deal 12 damage. Okay, I'm getting absolutely wrecked. I don't know. Maybe it makes sense in the context of what the city was. Ow, ow, ow. Man, the afflicted soul explosions off of those bosses are brutal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the original layout of this place was. Let's just find out why. I am certain that this is no natural affliction. It corrupts not only the body, but also the soul. I don't want to run ahead too quickly because A, these guys talk for freaking ever, and B, some of these random peasants turn into afflicted. There's the peasant that turns into an afflicted. That's expecting too much realism from video games. They're just trying to come up with a name for a place, most often. Naming things is hard. And they're usually trying to go for a name that like sounds cool or whatever, rather than is well researched and accurate. Besides, I'm pretty sure this this game predated Shadowversity, so you know. And you've got all sorts of things too, where stuff is built to a weird scale, where it's like, oh yes, here's a perfect normal balcony railing up here, you know, that ends above a character's head. We can see over it just fine with a third-person camera, but if you go into first person, it's like, there's just a wall in front of me here. I remember that particular occurring in one of the prince's palaces in Vabi. Don't remember which one offhand. This next one can be quite challenging. Don't think it'll be too bad in normal mode, but hard mode, it can be really brutal. This mission is really hard in hard mode, in part because you're still stuck with henchmen most of the time, which are not great. There's a lot of Canthan peasants milling around here. Yeah, that's going to be another thing that's going on. Is it's like what creates for a cool vista rather than like what makes sense in terms of... Because you want your fortifications in clear spaces with no trees around up on a hill. So you have good line of sight. And so that way, like, people have to attack up because there is an advantage to height. Oh good, I completed that quest. Oh, not this one. It's the one after this one that tends to be particularly difficult. I don't know why I was thinking we were there already. This one can be rough, but not. It doesn't tend to be as bad. This is the one after this that I'm thinking of. I'm a little light on healing compared to where I want to be. So what's the difference between a meme Sahara and a regular Sahara? Like, what makes something a meme Sahara? You've used that term twice now, and I don't actually know what you mean by it. Let's get this afflicted elementalists down. I don't like what's happening to Brother Minlo. Where is Brother Minlo? I'll just pick up my Future Assist then while waiting for these blinds to wear off. You need to remember to kind of favor this southern side. Regular desert, like people attribute to Nevada. Sahara is a desert sandbox with eternal eastern winds and raging sandstorms. Realistically, most of the Sahara is more like a regular desert. I see. So basically it's just less dramatic than people are making it out to be. Maybe we should do something about this Mesmer boss. Ow. Oh yeah, I could summon this imp. I should do that. Are you two ready to go through the door yet? No? Okay. Ah, I see. Yeah, because it's the Sahara Desert. Yeah, because people think of like Tatooine, right? And like the endless seas of sand and the ferocious sandstorm. Like I particularly think of the sandstorm that comes up in Phantom Menace, for example. Good. I prefer not having a Rays of Judgment go off. I wonder if I am going to see the warrior before we get out of here. This afflicted warrior is getting beaten to death by peasants. Well, that was a terrible screenshot. There, that's an accurate representation of this episode, right? They did add cactuses in the southern Nereus and Cataclysm, but originally it had sand rocks and the doom beehives. Ah, yes, the enormous bleached skeletons that we all associate with Tatooine. With the whatever the dragon things there are. I want to call them crate dragons, but I don't think that's right. I'm guessing all the citizens just die. I haven't really thought about that, but there's like a lot of Canthan peasants around. They're like level 10, so I think they just kind of die at some point. The real trick here is that you need to protect, on two fronts. One front is the Brother Menlo front, and one front is the Master Togo front, and they both need attention. Shadow form did its work. Where do you come from, anyway? And what tends to be the case is that the Brother Menlo front gets a little too much attention, and then Master Togo does not have a good day. Because there's a bunch of spawns around this corner. Or a little bit like the Gerudo Desert in Breath of the Wild, too. This is about to be very painful, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to leave people there and figure out what's going on. Like, Brother Menlo is a competent healer, but he still has the... He's not amazing at healing himself. And it certainly ain't great there, that's for sure. Ow. Ow. I just got Ellie spikes down. Well, that was a thing that just happened. Should give me those gold coins. I don't know. What's the priority threat right now? This elementalist. I've decided it. Okay, there's a couple dudes down that way, but I think there's more over here. There's a monk boss. This is such a rough spot for healers. Hang on, I'm a little... Ow. Okay, that works. Not really where I was trying to go, but it works. My fire imp's dead. I'm gonna get out of there before that thing explodes in my face. Okay, good. They're able to get everybody alive, which is fantastic news. Let's see, there still wasn't a warrior spawn, right? Yeah. Yeah. It is not, I agree, it is not well explained why you in particular are not getting afflicted. They don't really explain how the mechanism of how it works. I guess you could say maybe we were protected by Vizunah in Zen Daijun stuff, but we're the player character, we have plot armor. It is interesting though, reading some of the stuff that they talk about in this, having gone through a global pandemic now, when they're talking about the plague and its impacts and how it spreads and everything here. It recontextualizes it to have actually experienced something kind of like it. There is some implication that there's a certain amount of some sort of something that allows you to be able to resist it with the Chalice of Corruption quest chain. There's some nebulous aspects to the affliction that are not well explored or explained. There's our Shidokan Ranger. Could only have gotten one elite skill in this. That's fine. Our first encounter with a Shidokan. Actually, I don't mind the idea of trying to get through this before Master Togo and Brother Minlo get in here. Nothing like a defensive shadow form. Corpse of Devona. I have a feeling there was a lot of that around here. I think it was level 28. I got 35 experience points from it. That's not bad. I don't need to watch that cutscene. Still got a little bit of time left for the Guild Wars 1 portion of today. So that's nice. I should clear out some of this inventory, though. Plus 10 armor versus demons on this Plague-born focus. My understanding is there's some use to that, but I ain't worrying about it. Putrid cysts salvaged to dust and bone, so they're actually kind of worthwhile to salvage. Steel ingots. Oh, I'm all up on bone right now. It would appear. Somebody needs a new ID kit, and that somebody is me. Yeah, there aren't a lot, are there? Hello, Hojun. Your finest identification kit, please. Superior ID kits are convenient, but they are also just straight up more expensive per charge than regular ID kits, so all you're doing is saving yourself trips to the merchant. They're useful in long areas where you're going to be there a while. Oh yeah, here's my proof of legend. Actually, let's go the other way. Thank you. Yes, both superior kits are more expensive. You are paying for the privilege of having them cheaper. You're paying for the privilege of having more charges. That's the words. I don't think I want to grab Gate of Madness on this character. Thanks. What was today's bounty? How about the Swift? Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. Okay, just make sure I'm grabbing the things that I want to be grabbing. I have my spear, daggers, that bow. I wanted the axes and the hammer. Yeah. Astral Pillar is quite nice. I like it. Falling Star is neat, but this character's not going to be making use of it, so... Cool. Let's slot these in here somewhere. Here. I got a bunch of stuff I need to drop off my Shinlai, but I'm not going to bother with it just yet. Okay, let's head back to Kaineng. And let's do a little bit more. This, Eve, Sue, and Ty is the better of those two, if I remember correctly. I don't know if there's any skills I'm wanting to pick up just yet. Oh, I can turn in the Signet of Capture quests. I'll do that later. Yeah, we need to become Ueno Seuss. That way we can interact with Cheeto. That was talked about in the cutscene at the end. One of the things I have as a problem with factions is I feel like the reason for doing steps is not as well explained as it should be. Various phases. I talked about this more during the slow playthrough, but oh. Yeah, I can just pick up this now off of this guy. That works. Ow. I should have hit my runaway button, but I did not. Whoops. My runaway button. Did we kill him over there? Okay, we did. Enrage Smash is a great skill, in my opinion. I should swap those. Ooh, I can go... what do I have in this scythe? Let's put this hammer in here. That way I can emergency knock down people. And then make my character carry her daggers in a silly way. I do quite like this one, though. There's not really a reason to travel through here. I think I might just... not. This is a very short zone. Because at this point, we just need to go talk to Nika. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to Kining Center. Turn in the Signet of Capture use quest to Mr. Jason. Jason? I don't know, whatever you want to call him over here. Thank you. I don't think this is worth anything, so I'm going to go have a look-see at those just to find out. Get my Dagger Mastery up. Let's see. This is Stormbound. That's our Ranger. Yeah, okay. Only Beastmasters has any value, and Major Wilderness. Yeah, okay. It's worth precisely as little as I thought it would be, but I always like to double-check those. Just, you never know if something wonky is going on in the market with runes, because they surprise me on the regular. Okay, Buckdeck Byway. Yeah, I do want to make sure I bring a Signet of Capture. Do I want a Signet of Capture here? Do I want two? Probably want two. Shadow Form's not actually that great. Because I can drop by Wing and Kenshi and get Triple Chop and Palm Strike. That seems useful to me. See. Yeah, I think it's better to just go over here and then around. We're going towards where Vizunah Square foreign quarter is. I don't think we can just walk in. Maybe we can. Certainly, if you're a foreigner doing this one, porting to foreign quarter and then going from there to meet up with her is advantageous. I don't really need that open right now, do I? Swing. Wings around here somewhere. I'm not gonna worry about that quest. That's like passing the buck or something. That's Europa Universalis, right? Broken everything. I do tend to think of Paradox as, they're the people who make that, right? As being a little bit, shall we say, fast and loose with their code. There's just like, they try to have quantity make up for a little bit of sloppiness. It's my impression of them. Anyway. Where is... Okay. There's Jin the Purifier. Wing is... I think Wing is up here somewhere. Jin has Expel Hexes, which is a useful elite. $6 million admin power. So I haven't played Europa Universalis, so I don't actually have context for what those numbers mean. The Afflicted Guard. Oh, did they just take him down? Cool, free quest. Out of a cap of 6, 6, and 6. Oh my goodness, I was getting wrecked there. That's why you need some defensive magic, which I don't really actually have at the moment. I might want to move Parias over from... Yeah, I might want to change him around a little bit somehow. Just to include some protection. I do want to go after Kenshi Steelhand over there, because he has an elite that I want. This is a lot of Jade Brotherhood. Okay, part of the problem that we have is these guys hit like trucks, and I don't have good protection across my team. The game's even suggesting it. It's telling me to use Aegis. Okay, maybe that's not what getting Aegis' drop means, but you get the idea. This was like a double-sized group, so I'm not too worried about my party struggling with it. That seems a little quick for the Industrial Revolution. We really did not need a bunch of people coming around the backside of our conflict here. Okay, we're having a team wipe. But I'm going to try to take down as many of these guys with me as I can. Hey, got that Mesmer. In my defense, we just fought like 3 groups. Which is a little bit ridiculous. Did we get close enough to that restaurant? Nope. We did not. I want to finish this part. Because the next part requires us to go to the market, or Awajan Bazaar. We'll finish this part of this quest today, and then switch over to Axiom Verge. with their captain generals is able to invent mass drivers in 1455. That sounds quick. I believe Wing is across this bridge and down in there. So I want to go after Wing. I want to go after Kenshi. Ah. That was a minion. Specifically, Flesh Golem. Making a growling sound. Okay, I think I'm going to go after Wing first. Kind of nice if I got his axe to drop. His axe is pretty useful. There's currently where they can easily accidentally appoint someone who on the first day of office files all the paperwork that has ever existed from the formation of the nation until the year 4000. That seems like a pretty serious bug. And there's Wing 3-blade over there. I was correct about where he lurks. Okay, I do not want to be fighting him. Nobody in my team wants to be fighting him, though. Yeah, that seems like a problem. Didn't a natural signet originally be like, I'm good against summoned creatures or something? I think originally it got rid of nature rituals. The nature rituals worked in a different way than they do now. Did not get his axe, but I will get this axe skill. It's okay. I have Rival Skies. Oh yeah. I see you, Jade Brotherhood Knight. Harassing my backline. So I need... Maybe I should just be bringing Caltrops. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to want to rearrange things when I get Palm Strike. And I'm hunting Abrams. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it's a little bit off kilter. Does Oroku make interesting armor? I wish I could have her hair color. I don't. They decided to lock it behind being special, I guess. Oh, I see what's happening. We're getting dragon stomped. Thank you. Okay, that's the next quest. I just want to get the skill off of Kenshi now. And that'll be where we end things for this part of today's stream. And I'll switch over to Axiom Verge, where I recently discovered that you can drill weird fart monsters. I don't know what else to call them. They project poisonous gas from their backsides in order to defend themselves. Oh, hey, Kenshi. I too like Heart of Shadow. It is useful. Thank you. Hey, another level up. I'll put those in critical strikes. Alrighty. Well, that's going to cover this portion. The next one requires me to go watch in Bazaar. I'll turn in the Afflicted Guard first. We'll turn that in, then we'll go park ourselves. If -1 to 6 for that number is further bounded on the ideal buck curve, a guy with 12 billion military skill. Yeah, that sounds probably pretty ridiculous. Where does this quest need to be turned in? Oh, all the way up there. Found it. This way. Hello, we were successful, yeah. We'll go with successful in our quest to take down your corrupted friend, to free him from his corruption, or something. Spaghetti noodle. Oh man, that'd be impressive, wouldn't it? Just walking up to the Death Star and throwing a spaghetti noodle in just the right spot to make it self-destruct. Sounds preposterous. That's what that sounds like. You notice Eve is not in my party because she is not in Kining Center. Alrighty, I'm going to sell these things and then we will wrap this portion for today. Alrighty, like I said, that's going to cover things for Guild Wars for today. I will be continuing this particular playthrough on Tuesday of next week. Please stick around. I'll be starting Axiom Verge in a moment. But for those who don't, you can always follow this channel, get notified when I go live. And you can go hang out in my Discord to get notified when I go live as well. Like I said, I will be back in a couple of minutes, taking the stream down and going to start up Axiom Verge. So that'll be a few minute break. So please stick around. Thank you all for watching this part. Be right back.